If we are given a polynomial, we can find all the zeros of the polynomial. Here is where we start. We can use the rational zero theorem to find the possible rational zeros of the polynomial. So that is, we list the factors of 6 in the numerator, the factors of 2 in the denominator. 2 is the leading coefficient and 6 is the constant. So the constant sits in the numerator, the leading coefficient in the denominator. And using that, we find all possible rational roots. So the possibilities are plus or minus 1, plus or minus 2, plus or minus 3, plus or minus 6, plus or minus half, and plus or minus 3 halves. Now, where do we begin? We can take any one of these. We can start with, let's say, x equals 1 and test if it's a 0 of the given polynomial. So in order to test if it's a 0 of a polynomial, we divide by the factor x minus 1. If x minus 1 is a factor, then x equals 1 is a 0 of the polynomial. So if x minus 1 divides the polynomial, leaving no remainder, then we can say that x equals 1 is a 0. So we can use long division. So here I've used long division. So this is method 1. And when I do long division, I get a remainder of -6, which tells me that x minus 1 does not divide the given polynomial. We can also use synthetic division, and I've discussed the method of synthetic division in my previous video. And the method of synthetic division is much faster. We can determine very quickly if x minus 1 is a factor by using x equals 1 with the 1 here, and following the synthetic division method as well, we can find, see that -6 is a remainder, in which case x minus 1 is not a factor. So we can test for each one of these numbers and check if it is a factor. Using synthetic division is much quicker. So next we test if 3 is a factor. So I divide by 3. Synthetic division is quick and it tells me that the remainder is 0. So when I divide 2x cubed minus 3x squared minus 11x plus 6 by x minus 3, I get x minus 3 times 2x cubed plus 3x squared minus 2, which is equal to 2x cubed minus 3x squared minus 11x plus 6. So once I do this division, I've kind of partially factored the expression. So 2x cubed minus 3x squared minus 11x plus 6 is x minus 3 times 2x squared plus 3x plus 3x minus 2. Now 2x squared plus 3x minus 2 is a quadratic polynomial, which we know how to factor. So I factor the quadratic polynomial since it is factorizable. If not, I can use the quadratic formula to find the two roots if they exist, either real roots or imaginary roots depending on what they are. But here it's factorizable and this is what I get. So basically finding one factor or 1 0 has helped me completely factor the given expression and find all possible zeros of this polynomial.